Welcome to ITM University Online, and it's a webinar by the university, and the topic of today's webinar is Constituents of Mutual Fund. So what is this constituents? So constituents means the parties involved in mutual fund. So you would have come across mutual funds in many books and in many advertisements, and there are so many companies coming with mutual funds, buy my fund, and now you know what is a mutual fund, you know the types of mutual fund, but do you know how these funds are made? Who is responsible for this? Is it something the company which is making it? For example, you see Axis Mutual Funds, so is Axis Mutual Fund making it? So many confusions there. So but SEBI has prescribed a clear structure for mutual funds. So now we are going to discuss that structure and the parties involved in mutual fund. So mutual funds is structured with parties like sponsors, trustees, custodians, register and transfer agent, and then distributors, so on. So the very important people in mutual funds is the sponsor, trustees, and the AMC. Of course, again you have the custodians. These four are very important. So let us discuss these parties one by one. So sponsors. Sponsors of mutual fund are the people who apply for a mutual fund permission to SEBI. So they will do all the request and application for starting up a mutual fund. So they will apply to SEBI, and SEBI will look into their credibility, their eligibility and everything, and they give permission for mutual fund. So sponsors are the main, they are just like the godfathers of mutual fund, and their main job is to apply for mutual fund and to update the details of mutual fund to Securities and Exchange Board of India, which is the very important and the big regulatory which controls the entire securities market. And then now the permission is granted, and the sponsors will appoint someone called as trustees. So trustees, their main job is to act as a compliance officers. That means, is the mutual fund operations or the mutual fund performance or the mutual funds management is happening as per the rules and regulations prescribed by the Securities and Exchange Board of India. So they are the compliance officers. So they take care of the entire management of this mutual fund. So from the sponsors and trustees. And the trustees are appointed by the sponsors. And after the trustees are the people who are responsible for the well functioning of the mutual funds, and they act as the compliance officer. And the very important job of the trustees is to maintain the investors' wealth, or to protect the investors' wealth. That is to give investors the confidence that your money is safe with us. Maybe market risk will influence, but there is no chance for fraud activities with your money. So that assurance is given by the trustees. So trustees take the entire operations, they act as compliance officer, and they give investor protection as well. Then you have the AMC. The full form of AMC is Asset Management Company. So those are the companies, for example, Axis Mutual Funds or Franklin Templeton Mutual Funds. Everybody will have an AMC, which is called as Asset Management Company. So Asset Management Company's main job is to manage the mutual fund portfolio management, buying and selling of assets in the portfolio, managing the portfolio, active management, and increasing the NAV, whatever it may be. It is done by the AMCs. These AMCs are appointed by the trustees, and trustees appoint the AMCs, and AMCs will do all the fund management process. That means they distribute the schemes to the investors, they collect the money, they construct the portfolio, and they invest money into the assets and make the portfolio very profitable. Then very actively they involve in increasing the net asset value of net asset value of each and every units of mutual funds. So that's their main operation. Then you have the custodian. Custodian is also appointed by the trustee of mutual fund. What is their main job, if you ask? Their main job is to hold the securities in the portfolio of a mutual fund scheme. For example, AMC starts a mutual fund, and it is a balanced mutual fund where you have debts and equities together into the portfolio, and they are AMC is collecting money from the investors, and they are buying these debts and equities, and they are not supposed to hold with them. They are not permitted to hold stocks and the bonds or whatever it may be with them. They have to hold this only with the custodian. Why such things is because AMC is purchasing these debts and equities, and the money is from the investors, so they cannot hold with them. They may misuse it. So custodian, they have to preserve these things. They have to keep with the custodian, where custodian will track all the activities. So custodian will preserve the stocks and the bonds or whatever the securities is there in the portfolio of mutual funds will be held by the custodians, and this custodian is also appointed by the trustees. Then you have a very important member in the mutual fund, that is the register and transfer agent. And this register and transfer agent is appointed by, not by the trustee, this is by the AMC, because as per the norms, you don't want to have a separate RTA. The AMC will act, the AMC itself can act as an RTA, that is, they can do the RTA process, register and transfer agent process. If not, they can appoint or they can outsource this to someone else. So register and transfer agent is appointed by the AMC, asset management company. So what is their main job? That is, they maintain the entire database of investors, and they help in subscriptions and redemptions. If you want to, if an investor apply for a mutual fund, RTA will take care of entire thing. RTA, that is register and transfer agent, will have their investor service office, investor service point everywhere in the city and in the country, and through the investor service point, the investors can apply for mutual fund or subscribe for mutual fund. And again, if an investor want to redeem his mutual fund or to close down his mutual fund, he can do the redemption through the investor services point of register and transfer agent. So that is the process of register and transfer agent. It is not mandatory to have a exclusive RTA. AMC can do the job of an RTA. When AMC feels, they can appoint a RTA and it can be done. Then you have distributors who distribute, who are the agents to take the mutual fund schemes to the investors. These distributors can be individuals or institutions. If you want to, if institutions means they have to take the permission and approval from Association of Mutual Funds in India, that is AMFI, and they can do that. If an individual, they want to pass out an exam of NISM Series 5A, that is mutual fund distribution, and then they have to apply for AMFI registration number, and once if they get an AMC ARN number, that is AMFI registration number, they can empanel with AMCs and they can sell their mutual funds as a distributor. So these are the constituents in the mutual funds. So it sponsors, trustees, asset management companies, registers and transfer agent, custodian in between, and register and transfer agent, and you have the distributors. So these are the constituents of mutual funds in India. Thank you.